Everyone involved in the harvesting and sale of body parts from aborted children knows that our unborn brothers and sisters are human beings just like us. The abortion doctors know it. You see them admitting it on undercover video. The leaders and the workers in the middleman harvesting procurement companies know it. And the end user scientific researchers, the NIH experimenters, and others know it as well. And so the only question, and I think the question raised by CMP's undercover video work, is we all know it. Everybody admits it. Are we going to act like it, and are we going to follow through on it? I'll tell you a story. One of the first and most harrowing first-person accounts that I heard when I was doing CMP's undercover work. This was back in 2013, from a whistleblower at the company STEM Express, which was one of Planned Parenthood's biggest partners in the harvesting and sale of baby body parts in Northern California. And I was speaking with the former laboratory manager of STEM Express, who was in charge of receiving the fresh fetal specimens that they would get from the big Planned Parenthood surgical clinics in Northern California, livers and thymuses and brains. And the laboratory manager said to me that one case that she would never forget after leaving STEM Express was when they had received, she described the biggest liver from the biggest baby that they had ever gotten during her time at STEM Express. It was from a 19-week-old aborted child that had been aborted at the big Planned Parenthood Surgery Center in Sacramento, which was where I grew up. And she said that they received this pristine, large, intact liver from a 19-week fetus in the STEM Express laboratory, pulled all of the stem cells out of it, put them in a vial, and sold that vial to a taxpayer-funded research laboratory for $17,000, that single vial. And so what that means is that it was worth $17,000 in taxpayer funding for some laboratory somewhere to get the liver from that late-term abortion from that woman. Now, the people and the couples, the people who find themselves in a crisis pregnancy situation, who feel like they have to have an abortion of a healthy pregnancy at 19 weeks, at 5 months, if you think about someone in a crisis pregnancy situation, someone who's maybe economically disadvantaged, socioeconomically disadvantaged, $17,000 can be a lot of money, right? That could be the amount of money that would be necessary to pay someone's rent, to buy baby food, to buy baby clothes, to make them feel like they weren't on the edge so much, to make them feel like they didn't have to go through with that procedure. And yet the way that the system is operating right now in our country and in our civilization is that it was more worth it for someone in the system, for that child to die and for that liver to be harvested. That was worth $17,000 instead of $17,000 to try and help save that child's life. And that's why I say it's absolutely unconscionable, and the US Department of Health and Human Services and the NIH are complicit in these abortions when they are making it worth $13 million in taxpayer funding for UCSF to guarantee at least 2 5- or 6-month abortions every month under the contract that was just exposed and reported on in the past 24 hours. I think the core message of the pro-life movement in 2018 is that human beings are an asset, not a liability. Our lives are a blessing and never a curse. And we welcome new human life. We welcome our new little unborn brothers and sisters, new members of the human family, new members of our human community. Even in spite of the imperfection, we welcome the imperfection, we embrace it, we embrace what's unexpected, because human life is worth it, and their human equality and their human dignity is enough to guarantee that kind of response from us. When we don't do that, when we just look at them as liabilities until they can be monetized, that's when you see atrocities like what's going on at NIH, what you see on the undercover videos, and what you see in the Kermit Gosnell story that's getting more exposure these days with a very good Gosnell movie. So I'm incredibly thankful for the March for Life. Thank you for bringing me here. Thank you for listening. I'm extremely pleased with the new March for Life theme, that pro-life is pro-science. And March for Life as the biggest and largest sustained human rights and civil rights demonstration in our nation's history. I'm very confident that if we continue to come together and continue to promote that message, we'll soon see a day when there's no longer a price tag put on human life. So thank you.